Hi everyone, this is Today in History. Today is Tuesday, July the 2nd, the 184th day of 2024. There are 182 days left in the year. On this day in 1644, at the Battle of Marston Moor, parliamentary forces handed the Royalists their first major defeat in the English Civil Wars. On this day in 1776, after a dramatic all-night ride, Delaware delegate Casey Rodney arrived just in time to cast a decisive vote approving the Declaration of Independence. On this day in 1822, Denmark Vesey was hanged in Charleston, South Carolina, for planning the most extensive slave revolt in U.S. history. On this day in 1839, a slave rebellion occurred on the ship Amistad, and in their trial the following year, the mutineers, who were deemed to be kidnapped victims rather than merchandise, were acquitted, a victory for American abolitionism. On this day in 1881, shot on this day, U.S. President James A. Garfield died several weeks later on September 19th. On this day in 1900, the first flight of a Zeppelin took place. As the airship departed a floating hangar in Lake Constantine near Friedrichshafen, Germany. On this day in 1923, Polish poet Wislawa Szymborska, who rejected socialist realism to pen intelligent and empathetic verse that explored philosophical and moral issues, for which she won the 1996 Nobel Prize for Literature, was born. On this day in 1925, Patrice Lumumba, the first Prime Minister of the Democratic Republic of the Congo, 1960, was born in Honolulu, Belgium, Congo. On this day in 1925, Medgar Evers, an African-American activist whose murder in 1963 received national attention and made him a martyr to the cause of the civil rights movement, was born in Decatur, Mississippi. On this day in 1932, U.S. President Franklin D. Roosevelt coined the term New Deal in his acceptance speech for the Democratic presidential nomination. On this day in 1937, the airplane piloted by American aviator Amelia Earhart disappeared over the Central Pacific Ocean during her attempt to fly around the world. On this day in 1962, American businessman Sam Walton opened the first Wal-Mart store in Rogers, Arkansas. It was the start of what would become the largest retail sales chain in the United States. On this day in 1964, U.S. President Lyndon B. Johnson signed the Civil Rights Act, perhaps the most important U.S. law on civil rights since Reconstruction, from 1865 to 1877, and a hallmark of the American civil rights movement. On this day in 1979, the United States first issued the Susan B. Anthony dollar coin, making Anthony the first woman to be depicted on U.S. currency. On this day in 1997, American actor James Stewart, who came to personify a decent everyman, struggling to overcome difficult circumstances while rising to heroic status in the process, died at the age of 89. On this day in 2002, American adventurer Steve Fossett became the first balloonist to circumnavigate the world alone. On this day in 2008, more than 6 years after being taken hostage by FARC guerrillas, Colombian politician Ingrid Betancourt was freed during a rescue mission in which armed soldiers posed as international aid workers. On this day in 2016, Romanian-born Jewish writer Elie Wiesel, who won the 1986 Nobel Peace Prize largely for his works that provide a sober yet passionate treatment of the destruction of European Jewry during World War II, died at the age of 87. All right, everybody, that's it for today. Today is Tuesday, July the 2nd, the 184th day of 2024. There are 182 days left in the year.